Hi, this video is on the Vision Vivi Nova STV. And I wanted to let you know how it worked, where I got it's besides the point. They're all the same, STV's STV. Not the biggest vapor, let's turn it up. We're looking at 4.4 volts on a winder, smoke tech. Let's bring it up to 4.8. And I got a skull drip tip on here. I'm using the standard coil that came with it. I think it's like 2.4, 2.5, 2.4 I think. I got some chocolate e-juice in here from Aqua Vapor. Definitely good juice. Vapor's okay. It's like sucking through a straw with your finger over the end of it. So what I found is if I do this, I suck hard because I'm used to smoking on my Pro Tank. Right now I've got my Pro Tank on a V2 set up with the cord right into the computer and an 808 thread cartridge. You can pick those up at Mount Baker, and a Pro Tank. Smoking really nice, but we're doing the STV. So that's at 4.8 volts. If you suck slower with the STV, you get a much better drag off it. Smoking hard with the STV like you do with the Pro Tank doesn't really work. So you got to go with a light, slow drag, and maybe drag for a little bit longer than you would with the Pro Tank. Once again, the Pro Tank. That's the one that I'm really enjoying right now. I got the STV and the Pro Tank at the same time. I think the Pro Tank draw is perfect. It's not as airy as people make it out to be, at least not to me. I think the STV is not airy enough. Uh, it's a cool looking tank, and I just picked up a new winder battery from Fast Tech for 12 bucks, 12.99. They got their Smoke Tech or their Ego Spinner, I think it is, that they have right now. Ego Twist is $12.99 for 1100 mAh at Smoke Tech right now, and they have all 5 colors, 6 colors to choose from. So right now this month I got a green Smoke Tech or Ego Twist, and next month I'll probably pick up a pink one to go with my pink Vivi Nova STV. I like pink. I mean, my shirt's yellow, you can't tell, but not getting as much vapor as I'd like off the Vivi Nova. Doesn't matter which drip tip I put in there. It does leak. I put it on a towel. I have a towel on my countertop so my Pro Tank doesn't roll off. On my kitchen table, a white towel I use, and like a linen towel from the hotels, that type of white towel, just a little one. And if I set my Pro Tank and my STV up there, the next day there's a big yellow stain where my Vivi Nova was. So I've tightened up the caps. We'll see if that makes a difference. And I just set it back in the box that it came from, so if it leaks, I don't really notice it. Otherwise, why get a nice white towel all stained up? But not getting nearly the hit that I thought I would with getting the Vivi Nova, with how well it's known, and oh, everybody got a Vivi Nova this, Vivi Nova that, Pro Tank this, Pro Tank that. Pro Tank's lousy because it's too airy. Vivi Nova's just right, but you got to dip and do that a lot. Now that's all okay with me if I was able to get those good monster hits, but maybe I need a mod. But I'm getting 4.8 volts off this. It was just charged. There we go. It's finally wearing in a little bit. so it needed a couple drags. It's still, you got to suck real slow, and then normally I'll get a decent enough hit that I'll consider it a decent tank, but it's totally switching up my smoking habit going from the Pro Tank to the Vivi Nova. This has sat for a week. I just haven't used it. I've been sticking primarily with my Pro Tank and using eVods. I got this stuff drying out right now over here. I got a whole bunch of stuff drying. I just got a whole bunch of flavors from another company. And had to do some flavor sampling, but let's do another one. .8's burning a little bit. We're going to have to drop back down to 4.4. There's a good vape. So you can get a good vape with the Vivi Nova STV. If you're not fond of the Pro Tank and the fact that it's airy, you might want to go with an STV. If you're not fond of sucking through a tight straw, you might want to go with the Pro Tank. I highly recommend the Pro Tank. It's my favorite tank. I use it on everything. And now I'm using it on my V2 Power Sig and not having any problems. I've got the 808 adapter from Mount Baker. I've got some nice Aqua Vapor chocolate and what do I have in this one? Blueberry from Aqua Vapor. Really tasty juice. And the STV is just a real tight draw. I think it's the most impressive looking tank. The Pro Tank is nice, but I really like the look of the STV, especially with that skull drip tip on there, which you can pick up at Aqua Vapor. They're like $7.99. Fast Tech sells them too, but I try to, you know, do some shopping American. Why just give it all to China? But Fast Tech has some really good prices. Aqua Vapor has amazing customer service, and let's give one more drag to this. So the STV, I would rate it probably 7.5 to 8.5. The Pro Tank, I would rate probably around 8.5 to 9.5. I don't think it gets much better than a Pro Tank, at least not to my words these days. The eVod, I would rate it probably around 7, 7.5. They're kind of hard to drag on. They kind of mute the taste. They do have coils that work for the Pro Tank or the eVod, so you can use either coil. But they're going to discontinue eVod coils and just go to Pro Tank coils. So buy up those eVod coils while they're cheap, because it's all going up $1 to the Pro Tank price. And then of course there's the Liquimax blanks. If you want the best flavor out there, get the Liquimax blank with your V2, and you really got the strongest flavor. I find the STV gives pretty good flavor. A lot of tipping at the end, a lot of gurgling at the end, and a lot of dripping through the center of the tube. If you wait till you get way low down there, the thing will fill your whole, you'll lose the last of the juice, and gurgling and dripping through the center, and blowing it through just blows out the last of your juice. Excuse me. So you're almost better off either pouring out the last little bit if you don't feel like cleaning up a mess, or else refilling from the point that you have on. So when you get down to just a little bit, you got to do the tilt and spin. Otherwise, just refill it. You did the refill with the same flavor, you go with another flavor on top. The other flavor will eventually come through if it's not that much of the old juice left. You don't have to go through washing and drying and all that other stuff. But whatever makes you happy, whatever gives you the best vape. So the STV is a really hard draw. That's what I wanted to notify people of. That it's not that airy draw or even semi-airy draw like the eVod. It's a very tight draw, and you're going to have to do a lot of slow, refined sucking on your, excuse me, on your STV. But it's an amazing looking tank. It does hold, I think, 2.5 milliliters of juice, and it is a good quality tank. I mean, I have been happy with it, besides minor leaking, minor gurgling at the end and dripping. Uh, I've been happy with it, but at the beginning you won't get the same hits that you normally do because you're used to sucking hard. This, one more time. You have to suck long and hard on it to get a decent hit. And everything about vaping does sound pornographic, but no jokes. You got to suck long and hard and steadily at a low inhale to get a real nice vape and get that good taste of your juice. So I would recommend the STV, but only if you don't like to have to, if you don't mind a slow vape. If you're used to the Pro Tank, it's nothing like the Pro Tank. But it's an awesome looking tank, especially with the fancy drip tips they got out there. It does take all drip tips, well, you know, standard issue drip tips, and is a decent tank for a decent price. So, so that's about that. Happy vaping and vape on.